In the year 2020, my wife and I went down to Merida, Mexico, and ended up falling in love with that city so much that we ended up purchasing kind of a ruin of a house, and over the last two and a half years, we were renovating that place. Now, as most of you know that follow this channel, we ended up completing that home and actually stayed down there earlier this summer in 2022. We stayed down there for a month. It was amazing. We had family, friends, all kinds of people, and just absolutely could have no regrets about that house. But because we are not staying down there full time, because we're trying to stay down there between 1 and 2 months every single year until the kids are in college and we're good to go, we have to make sure that that place actually makes monetary sense. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we're going to be renting it out. Now, we're lucky in the sense that our architect, Henry Ponce, actually has a division of his company that is helping us with property management. So on his website, henryponce.com, as well as Airbnb, you are able to find our house. And by the way, I will put all of that information in the description down below, so if you guys are interested in renting it, you can do that. But as I promised several times on this channel, I thought that I would give you a quick update to tell you a little bit about how the rental situation is going thus far and what the plan is as we go forward. And right now, it has been very successful. Like I said, it took a bit to get on the website. It is now there, and so it's rentable. But before we get into that, let's roll the intro. So for those of you who are newer to the channel, my name is Alexander Howell, and like I said, my wife and I purchased a house in Merida, Mexico, and this channel has really focused around that. So we have a house down there, so this focuses on travel, real estate, international real estate, all kinds of different things, and so that's what this channel is. And if you like that kind of thing, please feel free to like this video, and of course, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. That's gonna let you know anytime that one of these videos go live, or if I'm live streaming, you can hop onto the channel, ask me any questions that you might have. And also, feel free to comment down below if you do have any questions about the content here or in any one of the videos. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to put the walkthrough of our house either right here or right here. I don't know where it's going to be. It's going to be up there though. And that will give you kind of the walkthrough of our house. It is technically a 5-bed, 5.5 bath house. It has an apartment upstairs with 2 bedrooms, 2 of its own bathrooms, its own kitchen. We have 2 kitchens, water features, pool, all kinds of different things. But the actual rental capacity does not include the master bedroom, which is kind of its own separate unit at the back of the property. So when you're renting the house, it is a 4-bed, 4.5 bath home with a water feature, pool, TV room, all kinds of different stuff, and including washer, dryer, and that kind of thing too. Now there's outdoor spaces, all that kind of thing. I'm going to leave it to you to check out that video to make sure that you understand the property. But as far as the rental capacity is concerned, there is a ton of space, not even including the master bedroom. So when we originally purchased this place, we were really shifty on what we were going to do. Now, our kids are in school up here in Kansas City, Missouri, and they are enjoying it, loving it, having all kinds of good times. So we decided that we're going to kind of postpone our move down there full time. We will probably end up being snowbirds because we also have a home at the Lake of the Ozarks where we'll probably spend summers there and 8 months of the year down in Merida, Mexico. So that being said, we don't just want to have a property that's not doing anything while we're down there. So we do have Henry Ponce's team making sure that it's cleaned, aired out, doing all the good stuff every single week, a couple of times a week, so that it's in good shape every single time somebody might come into the property. And they also make sure that the people that do rent it out are vetted. They make sure that they can pay. They sent the rental agreements, all that kind of stuff. Now, all the payments and that kind of thing, the fees, all of that has been set previously, and most of that was actually set while we were down there for the month that we were down there earlier this summer. But that has been adjusted, and we have a really good communication strategy between his team and us via WhatsApp, which, by the way, if you don't have the WhatsApp app, that seems like the right way to say it, because if you're looking to communicate in any way with somebody in Mexico, WhatsApp is without question the easiest app to deal with down there. It's accessible via your phone, computer, all that kind of stuff. And it's Wi-Fi and cell accessible. But as far as the rental agreement is concerned, there are a lot of different things. So we don't really like having pets down there. However, if we negotiate a certain fee, make sure that everything's cleaned up and they understand that if anything happens with their pets, they're responsible for it, then I'm completely fine. Keep in mind, these are all tile floors, so it's not like you're dealing with carpet. And I grew up as a floor installer's son, and I'm used to what cats and dogs do to carpet, and I'm not really into that. But tile, all that kind of stuff's easy to clean up, right? Now, on top of that, it's also a significant amount of square footage, so it does appeal to a large swath of individuals. We're not on a ridiculously busy street. We're right next to a really nice market in Chembec. We're next to parks. And if you haven't noticed, when you go down there, taking an Uber somewhere, even across the city, is very, very cheap. So it's not like you need a car. We don't have a garage, but you really don't need a car down there unless you're trying to pick up a bunch of people and take a long trip. And at that point, you might as well just, have somebody else pick you up. But as a quick example, I'll give you the 4 stays that we have currently had on our docket, on our schedule, and kind of what the idea is going. We have a stay from the last part of November to about the first third of December, and that was just under $3,500. We have a 3-day weekend that was about $1,350, a stay of about 5 days that was $2,250, and then, and this is the biggest one, this was actually done while we were down in Merida, staying in our house over the summer. They had somebody that needed a place for long term, and we're not necessarily going to be looking at long-term rentals as a priority A prerogative, if you will. But this one just happened to work out perfectly because it's going to be basically from the very beginning of January until the end of March due to a calendar conflict issue that they're having. But that is going to be about $4,000 per month for 3 months. So in total, you're looking at just over $19,000 for what amounts to about 4 months. Now, as I tell everybody that's on this channel, this house is above and beyond what most people need to have. The prices will go down. This is definitely a premium house, even when you don't include the fact that the master bedroom isn't even a part of the agreement. But if you're somebody that's looking at what you have the possibility of being able to do if you're looking to rent out a house, that's what you have the ability to do. Now, there are all kinds of factors to make sure that you're not paying a ludicrous amount of taxes, that you're not putting yourself in a situation that is a huge negative to you because you are not staying in Merida yourself. Obviously, the best case scenario would be that you are there and you're able to watch the property yourself. We're not able to do that, but that is also the reason why we went with Henry Ponce's team, because they are one of the most stellar, not only architects, contractors, but also property management companies that are down there. So we are willing to pay a premium to make sure that they take care of us on all of those ends and that we're comfortable with the entire situation. So that being said, that is the very beginning of our journey. And I know that I kind of preloaded that with a lot of the story about how we got to the place that we are, and then kind of hit you with the monetary side of it. But the fact of the matter is that with the first part of the year being completely taken care of, with this particular month being an absolutely fantastic month, and the fact that it is currently right now on Airbnb, on Henry Ponce's website, and there are so many possibilities for what we have the ability to do going forward, I am not only thrilled that we made the decision that we did, but I am now very calm in the fact that we monetarily are more secure than we honestly initially anticipated. It's a gamble anytime you do it, but luckily with the house that we were able to build, that Henry was able to build, and that we paid for, we put ourselves in a very good position. So that being said, that's pretty much the end of this video, but I do want to give my subscribers a little bit of information about what's been going on with me. So that's the end of this video. If you are here just for the rental side of it, you can just cross out of this. Check out one of my other videos. Really appreciate it. Also, like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and hit me up whenever you want to see me live stream, that kind of thing. You can also see me at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of that at Alexander from KC, Twitch, all those kind of things at Alexander from KC, like Kansas City. But for those of you who are subscribed to this channel, I just want to let you know the reason why I've been a little lax in my video making. This isn't something that I was really happy to do, but I feel like I owe you guys a little bit of an explanation. So you probably have noticed that I've been coming up with a lot of like YouTube shorts and kind of focusing on different areas. That's not because I didn't want to be making these videos. It's not because I didn't want to make a lot of that stuff. And I've actually mentioned this on some of the other videos that I was hoping to really push out a lot of content. But about a week or two before Thanksgiving this year, I was at our lake house at Lake of the Ozarks, and I had a panic attack. My heart rate shot up to around 200 beats a minute. My blood pressure was off the charts. Anything that you look at for panic attacks, that's pretty much what occurred. I had my fingers were clenched like this. I was losing feeling in my extremities, my cheeks, my head, my tongue, everything. Ended up going via ambulance to a hospital in Sedalia, Missouri. They diagnosed it as a panic attack. Everything, luckily, was functioning properly. My heart, my kidneys, my liver, all my organs were functioning perfectly. I just had a really, really bad experience, and luckily, that was all that occurred. I thought I was having a heart attack or maybe a stroke because everything was going numb, but that's what it was. So I've had to take a lot of time off to kind of get myself back in order, go on some anti-anxiety medication, that kind of thing, and just get kind of my life in order a bit. And the worst part is, I actually have a very awesome life. That's part of the reason that I have this channel. I felt like I was very stress-free, but apparently I was having some stuff that I needed to deal with anyway. So that's the reason that I'm finally now able to come on, make these videos again. But for those of you who are subscribers, I just wanted to let you know that I'm good to go. They have me on medication. We're kind of figuring all that stuff out, and everything should be fine. But if you guys have any questions about that stuff, and by the way, if you've ever dealt with that and you need somebody to reach out to, hit me up. I mean, you know my text line. It's in the description down below, but it's 816-727-7740. Always feel free to reach out. What I dealt with was one of the scariest experiences of my entire life. I can literally say that was the worst day of my life. It was the scariest time. I've never been, knock on wood, in an ambulance that was mine, and I was. So if you're ever dealing with something like that, always feel free to comment. Always feel free to email me, alexander@alexanderhowell.com. Text me at that number and comment. I'm more than happy to explain my experience. I've had, kids in the NICU. I tell people all the time, like, if you ever have a kid in the NICU, send me a message because I'm happy to deal with that or talk to you with that as well. But that was one of the most scary experiences that I've ever had. And I would never want somebody to go through that and not feel like they had somebody that they could reach out to talk to. So for my subscribers, for those of you who are a part of this channel, just thank you so much for realizing that I was going through some stuff, and for some of you reaching out for that. But for my subscribers, for my viewers, thank you so much for being a part of this channel. I can tell you right now that as much as I always thought the panic attacks were just kind of a weird random thing, they're not. They're very, very scary, and I hope you never have to deal with that. This video was about the rental side. That was owed to my subscribers so that you understand where I've been. But as always, and happily, peace.